Alright, hello everybody, my name is ABK and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, in today's video guys, we will be talking about something very important in Brawl Stars. What is that? Well, the newest game mode, Knockout. Knockout came out like a week ago or like 2 weeks ago, depending on when I'm uploading this. For now, from when I'm recording, it has been exactly 1 week since Knockout has come out. Now, a lot of you Brawl Stars players would have played Knockout, so have I. We've been trying out all of the maps and all of the things. Yep, this is great. We've tried out Knockout, right? And well, if you look online, say like on Twitter, on Reddit, YouTube videos, you will see that people are really disappointed with Knockout. Alright, so in this video I will be talking about my own views on Knockout, as well as some features that need to be added and some features that need to be changed so that the game mode Knockout becomes much more competitive and much more exciting for players to play, because right now people are really not liking to play Knockout, and I can understand why. But we'll be going over everything in this video, everything that you need to know and some changes that should be made to make Knockout much better. Now, if you are watching my video for the first time, hello, my name is ABK, it's good to have you here. I make a lot of gaming videos. I make Brawl Stars videos, I make Pokemon videos, and that's about it, and we have a good time here, okay? So if you do enjoy the content, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really does help out a lot. Now, without further ado, let's move on to the first issue that people have with Knockout. Issue number 1, the maps. So from when I am recording this video, I have played almost all of the Knockout maps that have been released in its first week of rotation. I have to say, many of us are not big fans of the Knockout maps. Most of the maps have been below average and have had serious flaws in them as well. This almost breaks the overall gameplay of Knockout, and it isn't really that fun. So I will take the example of the map called Crime Water, which is, well, a really controversial map. As you can see right now, it would be on your screen right now. Personally, I do not understand how Supercell even put this map as like a public map to play. So if you look at the map, right, the spawn points, they're fine, but the middle area of the map is very unbalanced. There are no walls in mid, so it rules out tanks from being used, because tanks won't have some area to hide in and to wait for the perfect time to attack their opponents. They won't be able to dodge any shots, so tanks are completely unviable here. Then throwers are unviable because they won't be able to hide behind walls either. So tanks and throwers are completely unviable, so you only have sharpshooters remaining. But the main issue with this map, I think, are the fences between the land and the water. So even Colette is unusable, and Colette is actually a really good brawler in Knockout. If you haven't tried Colette out in Knockout with her star power and gadget, I would recommend you to do so, because Colette is really good. So with those fences between the land and the water, Colette and Daryl are unusable as well, because they won't be able to go through the fence unless you break the fence, alright? And most people won't even need to do that, because, well, you can only use sharpshooters there in the Crime Water map. So that's my issue with this map. One more thing, hold up. There are no teleporters on this map either. Now, why is that a problem? Let us say you are losing that specific set. There is no way of counter playing here. So with teleporters, you can just go there as a team and attack them from behind in other maps. On this map, when it is already heavily unbalanced, you don't get any way of having counter play against your opponents. So On this map, it's just a race to going to mid and to hold mid and have control over it for the entire game. This map is seriously unbalanced and I think it really needs a rework. I took the example of Crime Water here because Crime Water is the most controversial knockout map, okay? There are other maps that are pretty good and there are maps that are pretty bad as well, but this one has to be the worst, I think. Issue number 2, the tiebreaker. Okay, to be honest, personally, I don't have any issue with the tiebreaker right now. But as many people online do not like the tiebreaker system, I have to put it in here as an issue. The tiebreaker in knockout is overall damage dealt. I feel that this is a good tiebreaker and it gives a good end game for each round. I've been playing a ton of chess lately, so please allow the chess reference there. Yes, so as I was saying, the tiebreaker, I actually really like it, but many people don't. The reason why people don't like it is because the winning team can just hide and camp and you can't really do much. But I feel that's the point of knockout. You're supposed to play aggressive so that you can defeat your opponents without you yourself dying, right? And if it's in the tiebreaker system, if you deal more damage, you should have the advantage. So I personally do not have an issue with the tiebreaker system right now, but many people do have a problem with it, so I can understand. If your team is winning the tiebreaker, you usually just sit back in your spawn area and you waste time, right? And you try to dodge shots and you try not to get yourself killed. If you are losing the tiebreaker, you have to play super aggressive and offensive, and you have to try and deal enough damage to win the tiebreaker, or you have to kill one of their opponents without you yourself being killed. Alright, the tiebreaker, I didn't really think of it as an issue, but other players did. I said it like 3 times, I know. Let's move on to the third and final issue that I have seen of knockout, which is the player base. Okay, I know the player base is an issue. I am included in this as well. How am I included? Because I'm making this video. I'm talking about how knockout is, well, not a great game mode. We are the issue here. Us as players need to understand that knockout is a very new game mode. Like, it's come out 1 week to 2 weeks ago, okay? And Supercell is still experimenting with this game mode. The maps aren't that great, yes, and some players don't even play knockout anymore. I understand that, but Supercell is listening to all of us. Supercell is listening to everything that we're saying about knockout, how the game mode is bad, how things need to be changed, like this video as well. If Supercell sees this video, if they like the ideas, they might make the changes, right? So they will make these changes at some point and it will make it better for everyone. We have to give them time. We are testing the game mode out right now. We are the beta testers, and it will be a much more fun game mode and a much better game mode in the future when you are playing it once it's balanced. Right now it is unbalanced, yes, but we have to give them time. Alright, so those were my 3 main issues. Well, 3 main issues that me as well as other players have with knockout. Now we'll be talking about some changes that can be added to make knockout even better. Change number 1, removing trophies from knockout. This is a pretty basic change. The title itself should tell you all what I'm going to be talking about here. As some players do care about their overall trophy count, it would be better to keep knockout as a quote-unquote experimental game mode that players can play daily without there being any trophy gain or trophy loss at the end of it. So for example, in the beginning of Map Maker, it used to be worth trophies, and people weren't happy with that because maps were usually troll maps, right? So they made that change to where Map Maker did not give you any trophy gain or loss. I feel like they should do the same thing with knockout, at least in the phase that it is in right now, and I think they will do this in the near future definitely, just because it's very unbalanced right now and I feel it's unfair for players to be losing their trophies because some people do care about trophies, right? so trophies don't matter as much now, but obviously some people care about them, so I feel they should do this either way. And once the game mode is balanced, it has a stable meta and people are enjoying to play the game mode consistently, then I feel it would be okay for them to add trophy gain and trophy loss back into the game mode, because at that point it will be more understandable to gain or lose trophies because it will be much more balanced. Change number 2, and the final topic that I will be talking about, not showing the tiebreaker score until the end of the round. Now this idea is actually really solid and I like it a lot. User Blue Filler wrote this idea in a comment on a post on the Brawl Stars competitive subreddit. The comment says that players should not be able to see the tiebreaker during the final seconds of the round. With this change, players would not know which team is leading in terms of overall damage. Thus, both teams would be forced to play offensively until the end of the round. Whether the tiebreaker is changed or not, this idea should be added into Knockout because it's a really good idea. Now there are two things that Supercell can do with this, or the Brawl Stars dev team I should say. They can either keep the tiebreaker up on the player's screen throughout the match, like how in Bounty you can see which team has the blue star is the tiebreaker, or they can just entirely remove players being able to see the tiebreaker thing so that the teams still have to play offensively till the end of the round. Because right now how it is if you're winning the tiebreaker, you just sit back and you stall, and if you are losing, you play super aggressive and you most likely lose. So when the tiebreaker is first shown, if you are already losing, you will most likely just lose the round entirely. It's very rare, not rare, it's just uncommon, and it is less likely for you to win after that. That's just how it is right now with Knockout. So I feel they should do one of the two, but from my point of view, I think they should just not show the tiebreaker score throughout the round. They should just show it once the specific round has ended, and then they should just give the set to one of the teams, the team that won the tiebreaker, but the players won't be able to see it. Knockout right now is in its beta phase, as I have said, so most of us should actually not be criticizing the game mode to such an extent, because Supercell may just not keep the game mode any longer. They may remove it in the end. The reason why I don't want that to happen, and as most other people don't want that to happen, is because the game mode is really cool. The idea is nice, it's a very creative game mode and I want it to stay. It brings in the positives of Showdown into Bounty and entirely removes all of its negatives as well. For example, teaming in Showdown, this is basically solo Showdown, but it's in a 3v3 format, which I think is really cool. Realistically, I would say Knockout can be the alternative to solo Showdown in the near future. Duo Showdown I think is a bit more balanced than what it was before, and Knockout I want it to stay, okay? Alright, so that's it for today's video. What do you think about Knockout right now? How it is, its state, and what changes do you think should be added into the game mode? Should the changes that I mentioned, should they be added, or should they not be added, and what other changes do you think should be added into Knockout in the near future? Let me know all of that in the comments section down below. And if you did enjoy this video, once again, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe, as it does help out in pushing the video to newer viewers as well. And if you want to be notified for future videos by me as well, make sure to hit the bell button down below as well. And if you have any other video suggestions for me, leave them down in the comment section down below as well. So that's it from me. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.